Hey guys, I'm Melodic with Pro Beats, and today I have a really cool mix breakdown for you for the track called Superstar from Sanito. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, let's get right into it. So the first thing that I want to do is bypass everything, play you the raw tracks. This is without any processing done on my end. The vocals were exported with autotune on them and I think a bit of EQ and compression. This is how the hook sounds. And this is how the verse sounds.
Long days, baby, ich bin on the road. Fühle mich frei und bin seit Tagen nicht on. Shirties von Burberry und die Schuhe von Nike. Jede Nacht in Richtstadt, weiß nicht wie lang ich bleibe. Sitze im Auto und schreib diese Zeilen.
This is a really basic session, MP3 beat and a couple of vocal tracks, nothing too complicated, just some ad-libs, harmonies, some doubles, and that's it. Now let me play you with the processing. This is the hook. And this is the verse. Now let me bypass all the processing done on the vocals and then we'll break it down step by step. On the beat, let's see if I have anything done on it. Nothing. The beat is going straight out to the main output. On the main output I have this BX Digital version 3 and Isotope Ozone 4, and that's doing some multi-band compression, and that's it. Let's start with the main hook as sends. We have 7th Heaven Professional with a plate. It's bright, it's short, it adds a really nice dimension around the vocal, Valhalla Vintage Verb, and I'm using the analog delay just to add the pre-delay for it. This is how it sounds with the Valhalla Vintage Verb. Processing the return a bit just to get rid of that low end and the muddiness, to make sure that I make room for the vocals. Then we have this ping pong delay. This is automated on the second part of the hook and it sounds like this.
Noch einmal, Babe, ab heute Nacht, da sind wir Superstar. Ich glaube,
Pretty long, pretty dirty, but I can afford to have crazy effects because I will control those at the end by processing the effects sends, as you can see here. Then I have another delay throw. This one I think is at the end of the phrases. Yep, and it sounds like this. Again, long, distorted, dirty. That's how I like it. We also have another ping pong delay automated, I think, just on this section.
Oh baby, bitte rette mich. Weiß nicht, wann es zu Ende ist.
And that's just in the intro and outro. And I think these are the sends for the entire song. I've also used this flanged reverb with a Valhalla and a meta flanger after it. I've used it on the second hook vocal on this section right here. Just a basic reverb going into a flanger. It's a sound that I really like. We also have this high reverb. This is a reverb that's really filtered and we have just the top end on it. We have it on this section right here on the bridge. It sounds like this. Really bright. That's the purpose of it. Let's see what other sends I've used. A vintage plate, adding just a small amount on the vocals, vintage aural exciter from Waves, and a micro shift on the verse bass. The routing is pretty much as usual. Every single vocals goes out to one of these 4 buses: verse, hook, ad-libs, and special vox. Everything is routed out to those 4 buses. Now let me show you what processing I have on the hook. As you can see, the hook is going out to the verse is going out to the verse bus. All the main really important vocals, the lead vocals, are going out to the verse bus. That's how I usually do it. I have no processing as an insert, I only have the sends. This is how the hook sounds without the sends, and this is with the sends. Now let's move to the processing done on the verse bus. Let me also show you what the 2 sends from the verse bus actually do. This is the micro shift. Adding some stereo spread, making the lead vocals a bit wider. After the micro shift, I have another compressor, pinching the vocals pretty hard. I don't want any peaks that are really wide, and then filtering out the low end and the lower mids, just keeping the top end and the shine. And this is the vintage exciter. These are the settings that I'm using. Really low in the mix. Just to add a bit of sparkle. First in the chain, Pro Q3, doing some filtering and some shelving on the low end. C4, let's bypass that flange reverb. C4 with my controller preset. You can get this for free from my website. Multiband compression, making sure that the low end sits a bit better, adding some top end. The main compressor that I'm using right here is the Tube Tech from Softtube. Just kissing it. The vocals are not that dynamic. Just a couple of dB of gain reduction. Next in the chain, another Pro Q3, digging a bit deeper into the problematic frequencies. A DSR. Around 6 dB of gain reduction on the sibilance. Little radiator, adding some character to the vocals. The vocals are recorded in a home studio microphone interface directly into the PC. Not that much character or a vintage tone. It raises in level. You don't have gain control on the little radiator from Sound Toys, but I've controlled that, as you can see, on the last EQ. That's how I did the gain staging. Also doing some corrective stuff on more problematic frequencies. This is how it sounds with the processing.
Baby, ja, ich frage dich jetzt noch einmal. Babe, ab heute Nacht, da sind wir Superstars. Ich glaube, ich bin viel zu schnell, ich komm nicht klar. Ich blicke nicht zurück auf das, was...
The actual verse goes to that bass too.
Long days, long nights, baby, ich bin on the road. Fühle mich frei und bin seit Tagen nicht home. Shirties von Burberry und die Schuhe von Nike. Jede Nacht in Richtstadt, weiß nicht wie lang ich bleibe. Sitze im Auto und schreib diese Zeilen. Himmel ist grau, Raindrops auf meiner Scheibe. Brauch kein von ihnen, at least mach ich's alleine. Long days, long nights, baby, ich bin on the road. Fühle mich frei und bin seit Tagen nicht home. Shirties von Burberry und die
On the verse I have some automation with this quarter note ping pong delay.
Long days, long nights, baby, ich bin on the road. Fühle mich frei und bin seit Tagen nicht home. Shirties von Burberry und die Schuhe von Nike. Jede Nacht in Richtstadt, weiß nicht wie lang ich bleibe. Sitze im Auto und schreib diese Zeilen. Himmel ist grau, Raindrops.
And that's the processing done on the verse bass and on the main vocals. Let's see what vocals go to the hook. Out on the hook bass we have a couple of vocals, and these are those vocals. Harmonies, doubles. Let me break down the processing. CLA 2A, C4, Chorus, this is a chorus plugin from UVI, and last in the chain an EQ, I also have the vintage plate as a reverb. Before,
Bleibe, sitze im Auto und schreib diese Zeilen. Himmel ist grau, Raindrops auf meiner Scheibe. Brauch kein von ihnen.
and after, really subtle, because I wanted to get rid of the muddiness, the low end that was present on those takes. Let's move to the ad-libs. 1, 2, 3, 4 ad-lib tracks. So not that many ad-lib tracks, and the processing done on the ad-libs, CLA 2A, C4, same settings as on the hook, degrader, and I think I had the degrader on this track bypassed, stereo savage, increasing the width just a bit, adding some spread. On one ad-lib I had the flange reverb and the late throw as a delay. Also on the verse, on one of the tracks we have this CLA effects doing the classic telephone type vocals. It sounds like this. Nothing too fancy. On the special vox we have the exact same thing, except for the degrader we have a FabFilter Pro Q3, and that's it for the vocal buses. Those vocal buses go out to this vocal bus. This is the main vocal bus where I have some extra processing. The first in the chain is CLA vocals, and this is processing all the vocals, really subtle. I'm just reducing the sub bass, adding some bite, using the spank, just a touch, and the stereo, decreasing the output to make sure that I maintain the same gain stage.
Long days, long nights, baby, ich bin on the road. Fühle mich frei und bin seit Tagen nicht home. Shirties von Burberry und die Schuhe von Nike. Jede Nacht in Richtstadt, weiß nicht wie lang ich bleibe. Sitze im Auto und schreib diese Zeilen. Himmel ist grau, Raindrops auf meiner Scheibe.
Next in the chain, Suit 2, dealing with some nasty resonant frequencies, especially the range between 3 and 4K.
Bin on the road. Fühle mich frei und bin seit
Then inflator, adding a lot of saturation just to add some sparkle to the vocals. This is without it.
Long days, long nights, baby, ich bin on the road.
With it.
Fühle mich frei und bin seit Tagen nicht home. Shirts von Burberry und die Schuhe von Nike. Jede Nacht andere Stadt, weiß nicht wie lang ich bleibe.
Last in the chain, Pro Q3, doing some minor correction, nothing too crazy. On the entire sends I have MV2, bringing up the low level suit. This is in side chain, and the side chain is the vocal bus, so when the vocals are playing, everything is ducking on the effects bus. Let's engage it first. And that's how you can use big reverbs, crazy delays, without getting that much in the way of the vocals. Last in the chain for the effects bus is this EQ, removing some of that top end, and we have this processing on this part right here. And I have Hass effect, making the part really wide. Spectre, adding some saturation. Simplon, this is a filtering plugin, making it sound like a telephone. And last in the chain, Pro Q3. And this is the entire processing that I done on the Superstar track from Sanito. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions. Please subscribe, hit the like button. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, and see you guys really soon. Cheers.
Babe, du weißt genau, was ich vorhab. Alles, was ich will, es ist schon so nah. Bin auf einem Race, bald bin ich schon da.